What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I wanted to speak to you about the movie Joker Folie à which means Madness of Two. This movie is probably one of the worst movies I've seen this year. Yeah, I hate to say that, man, because I did somewhat enjoy the first movie, but this one, it was kind of hard to get through. Like most of the movie, it was just Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, who was just playing as the Joker. Well, he was like mostly Arthur Fleck. If you see just him playing as a character of Arthur Fleck, then maybe you will somewhat enjoy this movie more. But like him as the Joker, I don't know, man. Like this movie, it did change my mind. Seeing like how he played that role and just like the musical aspect of this movie, it just did not work, to be honest. I'm not just saying that just to hate. I just musicals. Look, I'm not a huge fan of musicals. Okay, I'm not a huge fan. Okay, musicals are not my thing, but it's not the main reason why this movie should be hated. It's just like the story aspect and the addition of adding musicals into it. Like it just did not fit the character of the Joker. That's what I'm trying to say. Musicals, they're fine, okay? Like The Wizard of Oz. You could actually do a musical of Romeo and Juliet, I believe. But like, as the Joker, I don't know, man. Just watching the movie, it just seemed like it was a play all along. I've been in plays before when I was young, and it kind of did remind me of that in a way. And I had it to sing. Yeah, little old me when I was in middle school, I had it to sing. And I like the acting part, but the music, the singing, ugh, it just wasn't my thing. But anyways, going back to the Joker Folie à movie, Joaquin Phoenix played the best as he could as the Joker, and also Lady Gaga as Lee. I'm guessing she was playing as Harley Quinn, but I don't know if they actually did mention if her name was actually Harley Quinn or not. Yes, the songs were okay, but like I think it was better off if they had like probably 2 to 3 songs throughout the movie, not like 75% of the whole movie just all musicals. It just wasn't very watchable, man. That was just the main thing. Like if you compare the Joker 2 movie, into High School Musical, you have way more musicals in the Joker movie than in High School Musical. Yeah, that's how many songs we had on the Joker than on freaking High School Musical movie. There was more of a storyline on High School Musical than it was on Joker Folie à Man, what happened? What did happen to this movie? It just wasn't the same how everybody that watched the first movie fell in love with that one. And this Joker 2 movie, it was it sucked, man. It really did suck. I was so disappointed throughout the movie. Like even like I mentioned before, the plot overall, it was just him just being on trial. He was going to be convicted for all the things that he did, that he was charged for killing the 6 people. They mentioned there was just 5 people, but the Joker secretly killed one more person, which was his mom, and he admitted it in court. So yeah, that was like basically the storyline for the movie, and just the aspect of adding musicals to the Joker character. maybe they thought like, I'm guessing like Todd Phillips, maybe he played the video game Batman Arkham City, and then he remembered the part when the Joker he was singing and all, and maybe he thought, maybe that's a good idea to actually make it as a film, to make the Joker as a musical. And I'm guessing it just didn't work, man. Yeah. And like I do understand the storyline and everything about the movie. Just the musicals, man. It just did not match the character overall. Like the whole plot, I mean the whole the ending of the story, you understand that the people only really like the Joker character, not Arthur Fleck. They really don't care about Arthur Fleck. They mostly care about the Joker character. Same thing as Lady Gaga's character. When the Joker he was confessing about his character in court, that was Arthur Fleck speaking. And once he admitted that he couldn't really continue on with playing this persona, that's when Lady Gaga's character left the court. And also, she left him as well when he was escaping the court from the police. Yeah, it just wow, man. It was a really disappointing film. Jesus, was it so bad? I have to give this movie a 3 out of 10. Like I'm saying, the story it was fine, but it was like very boring and it was like very slow at times. And just like the musical aspect, it just didn't really get to me. The shooting, like for the angles, how Todd Phillips directed the movie, like just the angles and all, how it was shot, the color grading and stuff like that. It was nice. It was clean. Just adding the musicals to the Joker character, it just didn't make sense at all. And that's why I had to give it a very low ranking. It's not, well, maybe it could be worse than The Crow. They're very compatible, man. The Crow 2024 movie was just as bad as well. Wow, it was just a very disappointing movie, and hopefully I do not have to watch it ever again. And now moving on, I want to speak to you about a new series that's gonna come out next year, and it's gonna be the It series. Welcome to Derry. If you have seen the It movies, the one with Pennywise the Clown, this is going to be a prequel to those movies. I think I saw something online saying that this is probably like 40 or 20 years before the actual movies took place. And also, Bill Skarsgård, the guy who plays as the Crow, he's going to reprise his role as Pennywise. That's awesome that he actually is going to play as Pennywise. It would be cool to actually see somebody else playing as Pennywise, but I think he's a great Pennywise. I remember, like the old school It movies. There's some other person that played as Pennywise, and now Bill Skarsgård is going to reprise his role in the Welcome to Derry TV show. So we're gonna see that, and let's see how it actually turns out. I am excited though to actually see it. And one other major thing I want to talk to you about is Scary Movie 6. Yes, the Wayans Brothers, they're coming back and they are going to create Scary Movie 6. There has been 5 movies created for this franchise. I'd say the first 3 they were the best. Maybe Scary Movie 3 might be my favorite one, but they're funny ass movies. Like they parody scary movies and try to make them as funny as possible. And I think I found like some good ones that they can actually parody. Like there's one for the Terrifier movie, the newest one that came out, Terrifier 3. It'll be cool if they they parodied Art the Clown somehow, some way, because that movie Terrifier 3 has grossed so many dollars already. He has made over $50 million at the box office, and is the highest unrated horror movie of all time, which is insane. Another good one that they can parody is the Long Legs character of the movie Long Legs, the guy that Nicolas Cage plays. Maybe they can actually parody him, and we'll see how that actually turns out. Another horror movie that in my opinion, I did somewhat enjoyed, but didn't really like it as much. But a lot of people did. It was called Hereditary. If you've seen that movie, you gotta be crazy to see it alone. And I did. I saw it alone, and yeah, it is a one of those movies that probably people might be talking about in 20 to 30 years from now. Maybe like The Exorcist in a way. Like there was this one part where the lady, she was possessed, and the kid, he went up in the attic, and like the attic door was closed, right? I I felt like the lady, she was just like knocking the door with her hand, like going like that the whole time. But no, she was knocking the freaking door with her freaking head the whole time. She was like hitting it the whole time. Wow. I was so surprised. That was like something I've never actually seen before, and that was a scary scene to actually see. But yeah, let's see how that turns out, man. Let's see what other scary movies they can actually parody for Scary Movie 6. I am excited though to actually see the Wayans Brothers back. Like I know they only came on the first two movies of Scary Movie, but they're going to make a comeback on Scary Movie 6. They should also bring the characters, the ladies who played as Cindy and Brenda. Yeah, those four, man, those four, they just make a great team in those movies. Let's see, man. I want to see how that movie turns out. Hopefully, it is good. And there's some other news that HBO is going to make a Game of Thrones movie. It's already in the works. Wow. Officially in the works, a Game of Thrones movie. Like, I remember they were going to make a Jon Snow TV show, but that fell off completely. I don't know if that was going to be a prequel or maybe like a continuation of the Game of Thrones series. But let's see, man. I actually thinking of it now. I'm watching House of Dragon, season 2. I know it's like a lot of talking for that movie, but just seeing the dragons and all, it just seemed cool. Like those freaking dragons, like how you get to know every single dragon and the person that writes them. This is a good story to tell. But for season 3, man, they need to go all out. They need to show a lot more action for season 3. That's all I'm wondering. That's all the fans want to see, man, for season 3. Because, like, everybody was excited to see season 2. And they were expecting that season to be, like, all action-y. But no, it wasn't. Let's see how season 3 turns out, man. I am excited for it. I can't wait to see it. The Game of Thrones movie, it should be great. If they try to make like a trilogy movie, that would be awesome. It would be something like maybe like Lord of the Rings in a way. I know I was too young to actually see Lord of the Rings. Like I saw them when I was older, and maybe if I was young again and saw those movies when I was young, maybe I would have loved them. But like watching them as an adult, since I did not grow up watching them, I did not enjoy it as much as I like the Harry Potter movies, to be honest. And like the Harry Potter movies, they're golden, man. All those 8 movies, they're astounding, man. They're just so great. I'm just a little iffy for the TV show. I'm just hoping, man. I'm just hoping that they get the right people to play those characters right. They need to get them right, man. Oh man, it'll be such a missed opportunity if it's not as great as the movies, the TV show. They have a lot of thinking to do, man. The creators for this TV show, and they need to collab, man. They need to collab with J.K. Rowling, the creator of the Harry Potter franchise. They need to come to an agreement and try to make this TV show as best as they can, as great as they can, because a lot of people are wondering if it is going to top the Harry Potter movies or not. Listen, man, I want to see if it's actually good or not. Maybe around 2026 or 2027, we will get that TV show. But as of right now, there still isn't any people cast into it, I believe. I think there still hasn't been any picture shown of the actual set. Maybe they have actually hinted at people who are playing as Harry and also Voldemort. I think I saw it. Like I saw the person who was playing as Vecna, like the actor who plays as Vecna from Stranger Things. I saw somewhere that he is going to be the main guy that's going to play Voldemort, the he who must not be named guy. Yeah, man. I'm excited, but I'm kind of iffy in a way for the Harry Potter franchise. This is my freaking childhood, man, and I'm just hoping they just don't screw it up. Oh, man, because that would be very disappointing if they do, man. They're they're going to try to make this as 7 seasons for 7 years. Each season is going to have one book. So let's see how it turns out, man. I'm excited, but a little bit iffy for it too. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did made it this far, be sure to actually follow this podcast on whichever platform you are listening to it. We're about to hit the 100th episode on the next podcast, man. That is freaking insane. I have been posting this podcast every single Tuesday, man, since I started back in December of 2022. Jesus, it's been that long. Yep. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. The 100th episode is going to come out next week. Hopefully you guys join me for the next one. Be sure to follow this podcast on whichever platform you are listening to it. And also recommend this podcast to a friend or a neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about combat sports, horror stuff, and pop culture things. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. Remember to follow this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Pandora. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye, guys.